Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. And just a quick thing, 2 days ago we had 399 subscribers, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's so exciting. I'll tell Cassie when we hit 400. And now we have 465 as of right now. So, thank you all so much. This is the fastest we've ever gained subscribers, and I can't tell you how, amazing it is. My hair is defying gravity at certain points. That's how exciting it is. I'm trying to do something since now we have 1,000 people watching, so, you know, whatever. Anyway, so really exciting day on General Hospital, really exciting day. I forgot it was a Friday until the last 5 minutes, and I was like, no. So, let's get right to it. Cassadide Island. We're starting on Cassadide Island because Misha wants us to. So, Laura comes in, sees Jake, all exciting, right? And then Lucky comes in and talks to Jake, and it's like, oh my goodness, Spencer family reunion. And then Lucky does confirm that it is indeed Jake, but we already knew that. And Lucky tells Jake he's his father, and, oh my goodness, it's so cute. Then, when Jake is going off playing on Lucky's phone, Lucky and Luke ask Laura if Nicholas knew, and Laura insists that he could never keep a secret like this. But you know what? It kind of begs the question, did Nicholas know? Because obviously with Jake being in the picture, it would mess up the ELQ shares, so who knows? At this point, it wouldn't surprise me if Nicholas did know. Oh my goodness, could you imagine if he did? And then Elizabeth, oh my god, I can't even right now. So then they try to figure out how all this happened, and it turns out Luke did indeed hit Jake, and Helena just swooped in and took Jake while she was in town messing with Aiden's paternity test because she just wanted to do all the damage. So then Lucky wants to call Elizabeth to tell her, and Laura's like, no, we should do this in person. Laura wants to first talk to Jake and tell him that, she used to live on the island and, bond with him before taking him off the island, since this is the only home he's known for 5 years and, the 5 most memorable years of his life. So she has Jake show her around the island where all the fun, the fun spots are. It's actually really cute. So then Luke and Lucky have a moment. They talk. Lucky tells him how much he looks up to him and how he taught him how to live. And then Luke tells Lucky all about his dark secret that has plagued him. I mean, his whole life, but mainly for the past year. So then Lucky says he was blessed to have a father like Luke, and that Luke was nothing like his own father. And Lucky's totally unjudgmental of Luke, and he builds Luke up, and he tells him that he wishes Luke had the kind of father that he has. And the whole thing is just really touching. And then Luke says he doesn't believe people get the life they deserve. They get the lives based on the sum of their choices, and then he calls Lucky the pride of his life, and the whole thing is just really sentimental. If you have a chance to watch the scene, maybe someone can upload that specific scene and you'll have a chance to watch it. It really is really touching. And then Luke goes on to say how perfection is an illusion, and it's the flaws in people, the imperfections that make them interesting. Is it a big plot point? No, but it rang something with me, so I just want to pass it off to you. So then Laura and Jake come back. Laura says that they're going back to Port Charles, and Lucky tells him how much family he has there, and that his mom is there, and Jake's like, I don't have a mom, and Lucky tells him all about his mom, and it's really sweet. So at Liz's house, Jake is talking on the phone with Sam. He says something about not telling Nicholas, or Elizabeth not telling Nicholas, and Elizabeth kind of hears the tail end of that, asks him about it. He kind of just swoops right past it. So then he asks Elizabeth if she's heard from Lucky, because he can sense she's holding something back, and Elizabeth tells Jake how she went with Carly to get Jocelyn's test results, and Elizabeth recounts the whole story about Jake's organ donation. And, one second. So part of the story she told about the organ donation is how badly she treated Jason that night because she felt Jason was putting Carly ahead of his own son. So Elizabeth apparently can beat herself up for how she treated Jason the night that Jake died, but she feels nothing or can rationalize what she's currently doing to Jason now. Just saying, just putting it out there. So Elizabeth is like, I wish Jason was here so he could know how sorry I am. And Jake is like, if Jason was here, he would tell you have nothing to feel sorry for. So now she gets to close that chapter on that, I guess, and continue lying to him and keeping him away from his son and wife. None of my business, though, right? So she tells him that she has something to tell him. Oh my goodness, what could it be? Could she be telling him the truth? But she says, I love you. He says it back, and I'm just like, okay. Jake says that when he couldn't trust anything, he could trust her, and he has a family now, he has love, he has a home, and without her, he wouldn't have any of that. Without her, he'd be nothing. And he offers to stay with her, and she says no, go on and do your plans, like she needs time to decompress. So somehow, okay, so Jake leaves. Somehow Lucky, Luke, and Jake are already at Elizabeth's. Laura's headed to Windermere. And Lucky's getting cold feet about telling Elizabeth he wants his mom to do it. And Luke's like, no, you have to. And he says he doesn't know where to start because he always brings Elizabeth bad news. Right, Misha? Misha needs to be brushed again. I have brushed that cat for an hour for the past, week. But anyway, so Luke says that he'll hang out with Jake outside while Lucky gives her the news. So Lucky knocks on the door, Elizabeth answers, and we have to wait till Monday to see how that goes. So now let's move on to less sentimental stuff and more plot. Yeah, I guess that was a lot of plot too. I don't know. I'm bad at segues. At Kelly's, Nicholas and Sam run into each other. He asks why she's poking around Windermere. He accepts her explanation of why she was there, but says it doesn't explain why Jake was there. So she says that she was at the launch and Jake was there too, and she told him where she was going and he asked to come along. And she questions, then she moves on quickly and questions him about his involvement with Hayden Barnes. And he tells her that Hayden was an old acquaintance that had nothing to do with the whole Jake's wife thing, and Elizabeth is his closest friend, and he would never do anything to hurt her. And Sam's like, okay, but if that's true, why did Hayden stay with you after what happened at the nurse's ball? So he says he found out about Hayden's lies when everyone else did, and he didn't just want to throw her on the street, and she was there one night after the nurse's ball, no big deal. So Sam questions how convenient it is that Hayden just happened to get shot before she had anything to say, and Nicholas asks what Hayden has to do with any of this at all. She says, well, Hayden knows what matters to Jake, and Jake matters to me because he's my friend, so that's why it matters to me, Sam. And then they part ways. At the Quartermains, Monica is back. I always like Monica. I have no reason not to. And Dylan fills Monica in on the whole Luke thing. Dylan asks if he can stay. Monica says, of course you can stay. There aren't enough Quartermains around anymore. And then Monica gets sad because Monica always gets sad when she talks about, how little Quartermains there are left. But there's more. And then Jake arrives at the Quartermains and Monica opens the door and sees Jake. And I don't think this is the first time they're meeting, but did they meet before? I really can't remember. At the police station, Dante tells Valerie the whole thing, and Valerie pushes Dante, not physically, verbally, and says Lulu's lying about the affair, and he tells her he came to the wrong conclusion, that, yeah, she was lying about a lot of things, but that one last detail, the important part, not what it all seemed to be. So, again, he tells her the whole thing, and Dante says that even though he doesn't agree with Lulu's choices, she didn't cheat on him, and therefore what he did was absolutely, over the line. And she's like, we both cheated. It was a mutual thing, remember? And he's like, yeah, and by the way, it's never happening again. So Valerie says that she gets it, and she wants his marriage to work. Well, and that he wants his marriage to work. And Dante wasn't, okay, in my opinion, Dante wasn't using Valerie. I think Valerie kind of took advantage of the situation that Dante was feeling really vulnerable, and he was, really drunk both times that questionable stuff happened. I mean, except for the morning after they actually slept together. But that's just my take on it, really. Because if she really had, genuine feelings for him and wanted something with him, she should have been like, look, you're married, you're drunk, and you're feeling really vulnerable. Nothing can happen right now until you talk to Lulu and find this whole thing out. And then if she really is having an affair, then we can move on and do our stuff. But, and again, not a good thing to do, but better than actually sleeping with a married man or, your cousin's husband, whatever. So he thinks Lulu wouldn't get past him sleeping with Valerie, and that confessing would just be unburdening his conscience, and it wouldn't be productive, and it would tear Rocco's family apart. Mixed feelings. It's still gonna further lies, so I don't know. And he seems so against lies. So Lulu might, okay, so this is something me and my mom were discussing yesterday, that, and I'm not saying this is definitely what would have happened, we were just kind of discussing it, that Lulu might have felt like it was her fault he strayed and have forgiven him if he had just come out and confessed it right then and there. But now it's going to be less about the fact he actually slept with Valerie and more about the fact that he continued to lie and perpetuated, the lie, for however long this is going to drag out. Just a thing, but again, she probably, again, could have easily been like, no, you slept with my cousin, we're over. So, you know, take with that what you will. And then Valerie calls herself a homewrecker, that she slept with a married man, and that the fact that I'm like, the fact that she talks so candidly with Jordan that she wanted an actual relationship with Dante leads me to believe she had an ulterior motive almost the whole time. You know, probably when she first got on the scene and first met Dante, like, there was nothing underhanded, but then as things went on, then, you know, she developed feelings, and now it turned into this. Where am I? So I lost my spot. So then Valerie tells Dante she won't tell anyone that they slept together and that it'll be their secret. She leaves out the fact that she already told Jordan. And she says the last thing she wants to do is hurt him. And he says he doesn't want to hurt her even though he already has. And she gets the realization that nothing is going to happen after their one night together. After he leaves, she starts crying and keeps telling herself that Dante wasn't hers to begin with. But, like, I can't. Lulu and CARLY. So this is where things kind of get really interesting when it comes to how this lie is going to come out and perpetuate. So CARLY tells Lulu she knows where Lulu was and what happened, and Lulu sets her straight. And CARLY is like really judgy to Lulu, tells her that she shouldn't have done what Luke said, that she should have trusted Dante, and then gets really protective of Elizabeth. Lulu tells CARLY to straighten Sonny out with the truth, and CARLY says that she'll tell Sonny to call his men off Dylan, and Lulu's like, he doesn't really have men on Dylan, does he? And CARLY's like, haha, no. And then they're like, I don't think so, and get a little bit concerned, but in like a comical way. And Lulu tells CARLY, you know what, don't bother with Sonny, that Dante will tell him himself. And then Lulu tells CARLY that Dante told her everything, including the Valerie stuff, and CARLY's like, oh, he told you about you know, all of that. And CARLY's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So Lulu pushes CARLY on it, and CARLY says, according to Sonny, Dante kissed Valerie. And then Lulu says Dante would never kiss another woman, let alone my cousin. And CARLY says Dante was the one who told Sonny. And then CARLY's like, it probably means nothing. Dante loves you. And he was just out of his mind. And that's when Dante walks in. So Dante asks CARLY what she's doing there. She says she's dropping Rocco off. And then she tells Lulu to call her if she needs anything. And then she leaves. And then Lulu says to Dante that she knows all about him and Valerie. So can't wait to see where this goes. The promo did not look promising. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. I don't have any real updates on personal stuff. Everything's just going steady right now with my uncle, so no real updates yet. Thank you so much for the influx of love we've been getting. Like, I can't tell you how much it means to me, especially over these past few days where everything else in my life has kind of been like a little crumbly. I will see you Monday for more General Hospital. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye! Oh, real fast, don't forget to check out, I have an Indiegogo campaign going, and it's the link right in the description. If you could check that out, maybe donate, but if you can't, please share it so that maybe your friends and family will see it. Maybe they can donate. It's to save our animal sanctuary. It would mean so much to me if you could do that. And again, have a great weekend. Bye!